Did you know that there is an officially recognized school of wizardry in California? Fun facts. Napoleon Bonaparte was once attacked by a horde of rabbits. Norway's coastline, due to its many fjords and islands, is over 100,000 kilometers long, enough to circle the planet 2.5 times. There is an ATM at McMurdo Station in Antarctica, over 800 miles from the nearest commercial bank. There is a volcano in Indonesia that spews blue flames. Every time you shuffle a deck of cards, it's highly likely you'll get a combination that's never existed. 80% of global vanilla production is concentrated in a small area of Madagascar. Scotland was one of the few countries able to hold off being conquered by the Romans in the 1st century AD. In ancient Greece, if you didn't vote, they would stain your body with red paint. The Chinese giant salamander can grow to be 6 feet long. Barbie's full name is Barbara Millicent Roberts. There is a doomsday vault in the Arctic that stores all the seeds of the world in case of a global crisis. Pablo Escobar's Medellin cartel was spending $2,500 a month on rubber bands just to hold all their cash. Steven Spielberg finished his degree about 33 years after dropping out. In 2005, a fortune cookie company correctly foretold lottery numbers, resulting in 110 winners and an investigation. When glass breaks, the cracks move at speeds of up to 3,000 miles per hour. Michael Jordan earns nearly $250 million per year in royalties from his deal with Nike. In the 1930s, Australia declared war on emus because they were destroying crops. The emus won. The longest ever musical performance is ongoing and is set to last 639 years. Before alarm clocks, there were knocker-ups who went tapping on clients' windows with long sticks until they were awake. Michael Jackson offered to make a Harry Potter musical, but J.K. Rowling rejected the idea. Sir Isaac Newton's tooth was sold in London for today's equivalent of $35,700. Reindeer eyes change from gold during summer to a deep blue during winter to adapt to the varying levels of light. Roald Dahl was a fighter pilot and intelligence officer before becoming a famous author. Gone with the Wind is the highest-grossing movie of all time when adjusted for inflation. The human eye is so sensitive that if the Earth were flat, you could spot a candle flickering at night from up to 30 miles away. An ant can survive for up to 2 weeks underwater. In 1959, the U.S. Postal Service attempted to deliver mail via guided missile, and it was successful. Neil Armstrong had to manually land the Apollo lunar module because the computer was guiding it towards a rocky area. The popular sitcom Friends was originally titled Insomnia Cafe. Disney prohibited employees from having facial hair well into the 2000s. R2-D2 was originally supposed to speak standard English. Disney has a tradition called plussing, which means continuously improving the park rides and attractions. Sleeping Beauty took nearly a decade to make due to its highly detailed backgrounds. The Star Wars franchise was inspired by the Japanese samurai films by Akira Kurosawa, in particular, The Hidden Fortress. Switzerland consumes the most chocolate, equating to 10 kilos per person per year. The lead role in the movie The Matrix was originally offered to Will Smith, but he turned it down, leading to Keanu Reeves being cast. The oldest surviving piece of literature is the Epic of Gilgamesh. When creating the first X-Men movie, it took 9 hours to apply Rebecca Romijn's Mystique makeup. In 1952, Albert Einstein was offered the presidency of Israel. He declined. Finland has more saunas than cars. Ethiopia follows a calendar that is 7 years behind the rest of the world. Statue of Liberty's sandals are 25 feet long, making her shoe size 879. The state of Florida is bigger than England. The term deadline comes from prison camps during the Civil War, where a line was drawn to denote a boundary prisoners couldn't cross. Due to gravitational effects, you weigh slightly less when the moon is directly overhead. The Eiffel Tower can sway approximately 6 to 7 centimeters in the wind. The first commercial passenger flight lasted only 23 minutes. In the 16th and 17th centuries, Europeans wrote about the advantages of a hypothetical universal language. The densest element on Earth is osmium, nearly twice as dense as lead. Subscribe.